Nithyanandam, and welcome to all the viewers watching us from the Pacific time zone. It's now 4 a.m. Time for us to begin. Let's all start with invoking Swamiji's presence into this beautiful Nithyananda Yoga practice. Let's all sit straight with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes. Bring your hands into the Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart center. Take a moment to visualize Swamiji in your inner space. And let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Next, we'll be chanting the Shiva Mula mantra Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha 11 times, invoking Paramashiva's presence. Please continue to keep your hands in the Namaskara Mudra as we chant the Shiva Mula mantra internally. I'll be chanting it aloud so we can all follow along. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. 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 Next, we'll be moving into the Tattvachmanam, the ritualistic cleansing. Please take your Panchapatra Muladharani and place it in front of you. Now bring your hands into the Gokarna Mudra, bringing the index finger to the center of the palm. Cup your palm and pour Mudharani of water into your palm. Drink the water at the end of the mantra. Om Atmadatvam Shodayami Swada. Take another Mudharani of water. Om Vidyatattvam Shodayami Swada. Take another Mudharani of water. Om Shivadattvam Shodayami Swada. Now rinse your hands. Now with the base of the right hand thumb, wipe the upper and lower lip from right to left. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Rinse your hands. Next, with the index, middle and ring fingers touch above the upper lip, below the lower lip. Once again, rinse your hands. Next, with the index finger and thumb, touch the right nostril, left nostril. With the ring finger and thumb, touch the right eye, right ear, left ear. Once again, wash your hands. Next, with the little finger and thumb, touch the navel, right chest, left chest, and with all fingertips touch above the head, right shoulder, left shoulder, and the heart center. Once again, wash your hands. Now we'll be entering into the Sankalpa, where we are going to set the conscious resolution. For the Nithyananda Yoga, take a moment to now close your eyes and visualize what you want to manifest. Visualize intensely what you want to set as your conscious declaration for today's Nithyananda Yoga. And now from this space, we'll be chanting the Sankalpa mantra and setting this declaration to the cosmos. Now please place your right hand on your left hand and both your hands on your right thigh, and keep yourself in a meditative space as we chant the Sankalpa mantra. ॐ ममोपात समस्त त्वरितक्षयद्वारा भगवत् परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थं श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति समेत श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थं च अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ पूर्ण आरोग्ययुक्त दृढगात्रयौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थं परमशिवशक्ति आविष्करणार्थं नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये. Now please take an udhrani of water and rinse your hands. Om apaupasprishyam. Now you can all keep your panchapatra and udhrani aside, away from you, out of the way. And with that, we'll be entering into the Nithyananda Yoga itself. Let's all begin with a quick warm up, standing up on the yoga mat. Let's all start with the neck rotation. You can start with the neck rotation, rotating the neck from one side to the other. You can start with the bottom half, go nice and deep in the complete stretch. Just go for around 10 times. Now we can switch to the back half. Go nice and wide. Push your neck backwards. And relax. Next, we'll move to the shoulders. Now you can start rotating your shoulders. Bring your elbows to your your hands to your shoulders, and start rotating the shoulders in a clockwise direction. Try to touch your elbows together each time you rotate. Just go for around 10 rounds, and then you can switch directions. Try to increase the speed. Then switch sides, switch directions. And relax. Okay, that's good. Next, we'll be moving to the arms. You can start rotating your arms. Gradually increase the momentum and go in the reverse direction now. And relax. Now I can turn from side to side. Pull your arms to the opposite side. And relax. Okay. Let's move to the hips. Bring your hands to your hips. You can rotate your hips nice and wide. Feel the joints as you're doing it. And you can switch directions. And relax. Okay. Let's move to the knees now. Bring your feet together. Place your hands on your knees and rotate your knees nice and deep. And start slow and increase the speed. And let's switch directions. And relax. Now let's go to the ankles. Stretch one leg forward. Rotate the foot. And switch sides. Relax. Opposite leg. Switch directions. Okay, relax. Now we'll be moving to the skeleton dance. Take a moment to visualize yourself as a complete skeleton. See the visualization from your toes, your hands, your face, your entire body. Now, from this space, you can slowly start moving your body and let's begin.
ஆறாம்படி எடுத்து அருவருத்தன வர மாவத்திர காளிய கருப்பு சாமிய பெத்தவ தேவிய வல்லவ சாமிய முன்னோரை என பேச்சிய தலமாரியம் மலது திரு கோபுர கட்டவே ஆலாம்பண்ணுக்கு அழகு புபுத்தி நித்ய வரல முஜலக்கி ஆலாம்பண்ணுக்கு அழகு புபுத்தி நித்ய வரல முஜலக்கி நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம் ஏழாம் படி எடுத்து எழுவரத்தின் வர மாவத்திர காளிய கருப்பு சாமிய பெத்தவ தேவிய வல்லவ சாமிய முன்னோரை என பேச்சிய தலமாரியம் மலது திரு கோபுர கட்டவே ஆலாம்பண்ணுக்கு அழகு புபுத்தி நித்ய வரல முஜலக்கி ஆலாம்பண்ணுக்கு அழகு புபுத்தி நித்ய வரல முஜலக்கி நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் 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 ஆனந்தம் நித்யானந்தம் ஆனந்தம்
Okay, relax. Then come to a standstill. Start moving your body. Close your eyes. Just focus on the breath. Intensely breathing in and out.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest.
Breathe as deeply as you can.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Now, slowly open your eyes. And let's all come down to a seated position on our yoga mat as we'll be continuing with the first half of the Prathama Vinyasa Krama. Now moving to the next asanas in the sequence, starting with the next asana, which is Mandukasana. So now in Mandukasana, we are going to be seated on the heels. Keep the toes flat and the knees wide while keeping the big toes touching each other. We are going to gaze forward. The components we are going to be performing along with Mandukasana are the Manduki Mudra, where you're going to be gently focusing on the inner awareness through the eyes. The next is the Sahaja Kumbhaka, the easy breathing. We are performing the Mula Bandha, and the gaze is towards the third eye. Gaze up towards the third eye. The japa is Mahasadashivoham. Visualize a frog in your inner space. पादतलौ पृष्ठदेशे अङ्गुष्ठे द्वे च संस्पृशेत् जानयुग्मं पुरस्कृत्य साधयेन्मण्डूकासनम्. We now move to the next asana, which is Uttana Mandukasana. In Uttana Mandukasana, we are going to be sitting in the same position, just the difference is we are going to raise our hands and hold on to the opposite shoulders. All the other components remain the same in Uttana Mandukasana. Mandukasana madhyastam gurparabhyam dhitam chirah ekadvekavaduttanam etaduttana mandukam. Next is Simhasana. So now in Simhasana, the position we are going to be seated is with our ankles crossed. So first let's raise up, cross the ankles and sit on the heels. Place your hands on the knees. And now you're going to exhale, opening your mouth, exhale forcefully, sticking the tongue out. Have a forceful exhalation. The components are Shambhavi Mudra, gazing forward, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. The japa is Sadashivoham. Visualize a majestic lion in front of you. Dakshinam savyagulpena dakshinena tatetaram hastau cha janmo samstapya swangulishcha prasarya cha vyaktavakto niriksheta nasagram susamahitaha simhasanam bhavedetad pujitam yogibhis sada. The next asana is Bhadrasana. Now uncross your feet and once again come back onto the heels. Now we are going to cross the hands behind the back and hold on to the big toes. Cross your hands behind the back and hold on to the opposite big toes with your fingers in Prana Mudra. Prana Mudra is holding with the index and middle fingers. We are performing the Brahmari Kumbhaka now, switching back to the buzzing sound. So with your inhalation and exhalation, have a slight buzzing sound. The gaze is towards the tip of the nose. The japa continues to be Sadashivoham. Now be chanting the Shastra Pramana. Gulpau cha vrishanasya yudkramena samahitaha padangushtav parabhyam cha dhritva cha prishtadeshataha jalandaram samasadya nasagram avalokayed bhadrasanam bhavedetat sarvavyadimi nashakam. The next is Kakabhushandi Asana, the pose of the sage Kakabhusandi. So in this asana, we're now moving into a squatting position. So you can tuck your toes in and now bring your heels flat on the ground. Then you're going to push your chest forward and down, and with your hands going to wrap around your back and interlace your fingers. This is Kakabhusandi Asana. In this asana, the components we are going to be performing are going to be the Paramashiva Mudra, where you are holding your left hand with your right hand. Continue to perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha, gaze to the tip of the nose. Japa is Sadashivoham. The visualization is of the great sage Kakabusandi, who is in the form of a crow. प्रथमे वैस उकडताने दो हाथ बदाम बीच आने तिनको मोड़ी नल्या परिलावे पृष्ठपचे कांकसी करावे. Now we move into Kanipavasana. So now in a squatting position, we're going to now first raise the knees up, raise the hips up, and now slowly bring your knees to the back of the arms. So you want your knee to be all the way inside the inner arm, under the arms. So bring your knees all the way up. The higher you bring your knees, the easier it will be for you to perform. So now from this position, you're going to bend your elbows backwards and then slowly start leaning forward and down and raise the feet off the ground. Okay, let's give it a try. As we also go over the other components. The other components are the Shambhavi Mudra, gazing forward. Perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka, which is the buzzing sound. The Moola Bandha, tightening the perineal muscles. The gaze is Drishti. The gaze is downwards. The Japa is Sadashivoham. And visualize yourself as a single limb, strength, focused and balanced, constrained within your foundation. Let's all perform Kanipavasana. Asana kokuna asi disita hoyi tu achi hoyi. Slowly come back down into a seated position. And now we move into the next asana, which is the Kapali Asana. So in Kapali Asana, we are going to be first placing the head on the ground. Place your head on the ground and have your hands away from you. Keep your hands at least 1 foot away from you. Your hands have to form a 90-degree angle. Okay? And now you're going to raise your knees off the ground and kick the legs up, and you're going to balance here. This is Kapilasana, Kapaliasana. So if you have any shoulder injuries or you have any back injuries, you're not feeling well, please don't perform this asana. Rest everyone else, you can try using the support of the wall, or if you have a partner, take their support to perform the asana. Now the mudra we are performing is the Shambhavi Mudra, Brahmari Kumbhaka. The Moola Bandha, the gaze is towards the tip of the nose. A japa is Sadashivoham, and the visualization is of a skull. Sisasisha Dharviteki Pagadovu Miliva Ucha Kukare Pagatalya आकाश दिशि सुमन रासे दो हाथ की हथेली दो पाशत्यादर्ती टेको दिष्टिना सा अग्र आसन कौबन सहे कपाली आसन सहे हते होई. We now move to the next asana, which is Parshva Mayurasana. So now in Parshva Mayurasana, we are going to be first coming into a squatting position, raising the knees off the ground. Now from here, what you're going to do is turn to one side. So let's start with our left side. Okay, and now as you have turned, now you want to first align the elbows to the leg. So your first elbow, the hand which is forward, is going to be aligned with the knee, and the back elbow is going to be aligned with the hip. So bring your hands as close to you as possible. The hands should be touching you. Now you're going to lean onto the hands. Keep your fingers wide and lean onto your hands and slowly lift the legs off the ground. This is the first step. Lift the legs off the ground. Once you lift the legs off the ground, then you can straighten your legs. So the most important thing is your leg should not slip from the elbow. That is what you want to focus on. So turn and then lean onto the elbows. Your entire body weight should be on the elbows. Yes. So in this asana, we'll be performing the Shambhavi Mudra. The pranayama is now changing to Rechaka Kumbhaka. We're changing the pranayama to Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and the drishti is towards the third eye. Japa continues to be Sada Shivoham, and the visualization is of a proud peacock. Okay, let's all perform Parshva Asana. Mayuram dandavat kuryat mayuram dandanamakam kuryan mayuram parshvabhyam mayura parshvanamakam. Relax, and now we'll perform Parshva Mayurasana on the opposite side. Once again, now you can turn to the opposite side, align the elbows to the knees, lean onto your legs, lean onto your hands and stretch the legs out. Mayuram dandavat kuryat mayuram dandanamakam kuryan mayuram parshvabhyam mayura parshvanamakam. Relax. And we now move into the next asana, which is Bhairaganathasana. So now we're going to now come into a plank position with the palms on the ground and shoulders forward. Now you're going to wrap one foot around the respective arm and place the foot between the hands. You're going to keep the hip engaged and drive the hips down and pushing your chest forward. This is Bhairaganathasana. Now the components we're going to perform along with Bhairaganathasana are the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka. Rechaka Kumbhaka is where you're going to exhale fully, hold the breath out without inhaling while remaining steady and aware. This is Rechaka Kumbhaka. The drishti is towards the third eye. Gaze up towards the third eye. The japa continues to be Sada Shivoham, and the visualization we are going to hold is of the master of rejuvenation, Lord Vairaganatha. Let's perform Vairaganatha asana. Asana Gauguna Piti Jayi. Now let's switch sides and move to the opposite side. Bring the opposite leg around the hand, push the hips down, raise the chest up, and gaze up towards the third eye in Vairaganatha. Asana Kauguna Piti Jayi. Relax. As we now move into the next asana, which is Unmukha Pitasana. So now in Unmukha Pitasana, we are going to start with our forearms down, hands shoulder width apart, and now lift your hips upward, forming a triangle shape with your body. Keep the core engaged and the scapula extended. So you don't want to be leaning forward like this. Push your chest back. This is Unmukha Pitasana. The components we are going to be performing are the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha. The gaze is towards the third eye, Sadashivoham Japa, and the visualization we are going to hold is seated, facing upward with a steady spine and calm focus. We chanting the Shastra Pramana. Bhumanyastau Januni Hastau Chadushpadam Avan Mukham Uttapitanghi Yugalam Katistalam Abhiruka. Now we move into the next asana, which is Vashishthasana. So in Vashishthasana, we are going to first place our hands on the ground. Let's start with the left hand and now turning to the left side. Turn to the left side and now you're going to stretch your legs forward and raise the hips, knees off the ground. You're going to raise the other hand up and gaze towards the arm. This is Vashishthasana. Keep these two shoulders stacked on the elbows stacked on the wrist. That will make the whole asana much easier to perform. If you're not able to balance, what you can do is keep your feet wide apart. Let's perform Vashishthasana with all the components. Perform Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha. The gaze is upward. Perform the Sadashivoham Japa and in your inner space visualize the great sage Vashishta. Urdhva Kukkada Vashishta Marichihala Matsyakam Parivrittim Chodarasya Vividam Dhanurasanam. Bring your hand to the ground and you can switch sides now. Now just rotate onto the opposite side. Stretch the arms up and raise the arms up, gaze upward towards the sky. This is Vashishthasana. Urdhva Kukkuta Vashishta Marichihala Matsyakam Parivirtim Chodarasya Vividam Dhanurasanam. Bring the arms to the ground and relax. Come to a seated position with your legs stretched forward as we now move into the next asana, which is Anjani Asana. Now in Anjani Asana, we are going to be sitting straight with our head, neck and spine in a straight line. Keep your feet stretched in front of you. And now insert your hands underneath the sitting bones on both sides, keeping the palms facing up. Keep your elbows straight, chest open, shoulders pushed back. This is Anjani Asana. Now let me share the components with you. We're performing Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and the gaze is towards the tip of the nose. The japa is now changing to Mahasadashivoham, and the visualization is now Anjani, the mother of Hanuman. Let's perform Anjani Asana. दो कर की उबे हथेली कोरबारली मेले बेली सो आगाने भूपरिताने महाने अंगुली मिलिरासे. Relax. As we now move into the next asana, which is Paschimottanasana, the seated forward bend. So in Paschimottanasana, we're going to start in a seated position with our legs stretched forward. And now raise your hands up, taking a deep breath, exhale down and forward. Hold the toes with the index and middle finger, that is the Prana Mudra. Lower the forehead down towards the knees and the elbows to the ground. This is Paschimottanasana. Now the components we are going to be performing with this asana is the Prana Mudra, holding our toes with the index and middle finger. Perform the Rechaka Kumbhaka. We are performing the Mahamudra Bandha, performing all three bandhas together. Gaze straight. The japa is Mahasadashivoham. Visualize your spine lengthening forward like a flowing river in Paschimottanasana. We're chanting the Shastra Pramana now. Janu parilalatam tu paschimam tanamuchyate yena kena prakarena sukam dharyam cha jayate. Now moving to the next asana, which is Ugrasana. Now keeping your toes, your feet stretched forward. Now we are going to interlace the fingers behind the head. And now we are going to lean forward and down, bringing the forehead to the knees and the elbows to the ground. This is Ugrasana. The components you are performing is the Parasha Mudra. So as you're holding your hands behind the head, you're going to hold your left hand with your right hand and then hold the head. And the Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mahamudra Bandha, performing all three bandhas together. The gaze is forward. Perform the Mahasadashivoham japa, and the inner visualization is of Devi Kali. Let's perform Ugrasana. Swapanipyam dhridam thritva jhano parishironyased asanam grimidam proktam bhaveda niladeepanam देहावसान हरणं पश्चिमं तान सम्यकं य एतदासनं श्रेष्ठं प्रत्यहं साधये सुधीः वायुः पश्चिममार्गेण तस्य सञ्चरति ध्रुवम् एतदभ्यासशीलानां सर्वसिद्धिप्रजायते तस्माद् योगी प्रयत्नेन सिद्धयेत् सिद्ध आत्मनः गोपनीयं प्रयत्नेन न यस्य कस्यचित् यशीघ्रं मरुत्सिद्धिर्भवेत् दुःखोघनाशिनी. Now we move to the next asana, which is Marichi Asana. Now in Marichi Asana, we are going to continue to keep the legs stretched forward. Now let's bend one leg, starting with the right leg. towards the perineum. Keep the knees raised. And now with your right hand, wrap the right leg, bringing the hand towards the back and hold the back, the right hand with the left hand at the back. Now you're going to lean forward and down, bringing the forehead to the knees. So in this asana, the components are Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mahamudra Bandha. The gaze is straight. The Japa Mahasada Shivoham. The visualization is of the sage Marichi. Uttanapadam Krauncham cha Marichim Veerabhadrakam Natarajam Trigonam cha Suttangashta Prasarane. Now move into the next asana, which is Mahamudrasana. So in Mahamudrasana, we are going to keep the raised leg down, lower the raised leg down, so the right leg is now on the floor. And now you're going to hold the left leg with both your hands and lower the forehead to the knees. This is Mahamudrasana. Now let me share the components. The gaze is the Mahamudra Bandha. Sorry, the mudra is the Mahamudra, and the gaze is towards the tip of the nose. We are performing the Rechak Kumbhaka, Mahamudra Bandha. The japa is Mahasada Shivoham, and the visualization is of a great seal embodying the profound union of stillness and motion. Now let me chant the Shastra Pramana. Bhavam Pagaki Edi Joyi Sivaniani Lagave Soyi Dachinapadat Lambhojupasare Tame Ani Kakasidare. Next, we are moving to perform Marichi Asana on the opposite side. So now in Marichi Asana on the opposite side, let's once again stretch our legs in front. Stretch your legs in front of you. And now we are going to bend the left leg towards the perineum. Now with your left hand, you are going to wrap your left leg. Bring your left hand around the left leg. And with your right hand, hold the left hand from behind. Now lower the forehead down towards the knees. This is Marichi Asana. Uttanapadam Krauncham cha Marichim Veerabhadrakam Natarajam Trigonam cha Suttangushta Prasarane. Now lower the knee to the ground as we now move into the next asana, which is Mahamudrasana. So now in Mahamudrasana, we are going to keep the left leg bent and the right leg straight. Now take a deep breath, raise your hands up and lower your and hold the left leg with both your hands. Right leg with both your hands and lower the forehead to the knee. The components we are performing: is the Mahamudra, Recha Kumbhaka, Mahamudra Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose. Japa is Mahasada Shivoham, and visualize the great embodying union of sacred spiritual awareness. बावाम बगा की एडी जोई सीवनियानि लगावे सोई दक्षिण पाद लंबोज पसारे तामे यानी काकसी हरे. Now we move to the next asana, which is Bhadrasana 2. Now in Bhadrasana, we are going to now bring the soles of the feet together. So Bhadrasana Dve, this is the Bhadrasana 2. Now keeping the soles of the feet together, fold So sit with the legs extended, fold one heel into the groin with the knee outward. Reach your hand to grasp the extended foot and fold your chest forward, lengthening your spine over the straightened knee. Then feel the perineal floor, tuck your chin down and suck the stomach inward and up. Hold the breath. So this is Bhadrasana Dve. So let me re-explain the instruction. It is very simple. Just bring the soles of the feet inside towards the perineum. This is Bhadrasana. You're going to now hold the toes with your hands. The components we are performing are Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha. The gaze is towards the third eye and the Japa Mahasada Shivoham. Visualize the feet of the Guru. This is Bhadrasana. So one thing we have to do in Bhadrasana is now holding your feet. You are now going to lean your chest forward and down. So keep your hands around the feet and lean the chest forward and down. Try to lean your chest as forward as you can and stay there. गुल्पौ तु वृषणस्यादः श्रीवन्याः पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत् पादपार्श्वे तु पाणिभ्यां धृतं बद्ध्वा सुनिश्चलं भद्रासनं भवेदेतत् सर्वव्याधिविशापहम्. Now we move to the next asana, which is the Gwalipavasana. So now in Gwalipavasana, we are going to sit with the legs extended, knees wide. So your heels are together, like they are going to be close together, but it's just going to be extended in front of you. That is all. Keep the heels apart. So keeping the toes together, heels apart, and rest your hands on the knees. Lower the crown, tucking the chin into the chest. Keep your spine straight and avoid forcing the knee joints down or arching the lower back. So you're going to sit with your back straight. Keep your hands on your knees. Keep the heels apart. This is Gwalipavasana. So in this asana, we are going to be performing the Jalandhara Bandha, locking the chin to the chest. The pranayama is going to be Murcha Kumbhaka, where we are going to hold the breath using the Jalandhara Bandha each time we inhale and exhale. Visualize a cow herd guiding the cows. पूर्व चतुष्पाद कह्यो सोई वाही विधि योग की जय सोई या में एरी भिन्न जुराशे अंगुल आत अंतरोरे. We now move to the next asana, which is the Yoni asana. Now in Yoni asana, you're going to sit with the heels close to the perineum. So let's bring our knees all the way in, as our heels all the way in, and press the hem together. Hold the sides of your feet firmly. Keep your elbows resting on the ground. Hold forward from your hips, bringing the chest to your feet. Lower the forehead towards the feet and gaze softly towards the nose. So this is Yoni asana. So in this asana, the components are Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose. The japa is Mahasadashivoham. And visualize the cosmic womb embodying the origin of cosmos. This is Yoni asana. Chant the Shastra Pramana now. दोवो पग तलिया संपुट करे एड़ मेड़ के पासे धरे अर्थ हाथ को अंतर रासे लिलाट पग तलिया उबर रासे. We now move to the next asana, which is Midaki Pavasana. Now in Midaki Pavasana, we are going to raise up first and sit with the heels together, toes apart and knees wide. Lean forward and extend your hands wide with the palms down on the ground. Lower your forehead to the ground behind the heels. So first let's stretch the legs in front. Keep the toes away, apart. And now you're going to stretch your hands out and lower the forehead down behind the heels. So this is Midaki Pavasana. The components we are going to be performing are the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, Mahasadashivoham Japa, and visualize sweet wind. पूर्व विधि करी पगतली संपुट सोल एड मिली रासे एड्याम सो माहिली कानी नाय अंगुलतो अंतरे लिलाटी तरती लगावे. Now we move to the next asana, which is Siddha Samadhi Asana. So in Siddha Samadhi Asana, we are going to be sitting with the toes together and heels apart. Now bring your arms underneath your shins and extend your hands forward with the palms facing up. Now fold gently from the hip, lowering your forehead towards the feet Bring your toes close to the throat and keep the shoulders loose and spine long. So let me perform the Siddha Samadhi Asana. So now bringing the soles together, heels together, toes apart. Insert the hands underneath the feet and then lower the chin down and bring the toes to the neck. This is Siddha Samadhi Asana. So in Siddha Samadhi Asana, we are going to be visualizing perfect Samadhi. The Shambhavi Mudra, Rachel Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose. The japa is Mahasadashivoham. दोवो पगतली संपुट करे सोले मेद आगमे दरे अंकुल आत अंतरोरा से एडी को ऐसे विदिदा से. Now slowly relax. As we now move into the next asana, which is Chinaki Pavasana. So in Chinaki Pavasana, we are going to sit with the heels together and toes pointed outward. Knees are wide. Hold the feet and gently rotate the soles upwards towards the sky, keeping the back of the hands on the ground. Press your elbows slightly against the thighs near the knees. Keep your chest broad and toes upright. So basically what we're doing is we're going to hold the toes and we're going to lift the feet up, keeping the hands on the thighs. This is Chinaki Pavasana. Lift your feet up. The components we are performing is Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. The gaze is towards the tip of the nose. The japa is Mahasadashivoham. Visualize the wind in your inner space. दोबू पग की हेडी धरती मगिमा मेड़ लगावे पगतली माहिली तौर अंगुता सदी सूदी जोड़े बारली कोर पनाशुल्या रासे. Now move into the next asana, which is Charapata Chokasana. So now in Charapata Chokasana, we are going to sit with the soles of the feet together, heels close to the perineum and knees wide. Now you are going to press your palm gently on the knees, applying a slight downward pressure to open the hips. Pull your stomach in and up, lengthening the spine. Keep your chest broad and shoulders relaxed. Let us perform Charapata Chokasana. Bring your hands to your knees and push your knees down. So in this asana, we are going to perform Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Udhyana Bandha. The gaze is towards the third eye. The japa is Mahasadashivoham. And the visualization is of the rooted palm, grounding, strength, stability, and now be chanting the Shastra Pramana. दोवो पगतली संपुट दरे आगाने कर जार पसारे घोड़ा पूसो लगता रासे Hatado Goda Paridase. Now move into the next asana, which is Bhairavasana. So in Bhairavasana, we're going to sit with the soles of the feet together, knees wide, lift the heels and press the toes down towards the ground. Keep the knees on the ground, pull the stomach in and up, and place the hands in the knees in Bindu Mudra. So let me perform the Bhairavasana. So you're going to raise the heels up, push yourself forward. So this is Bhairavasana. So in this asana, we are going to perform the Bindu Mudra, Rachel Kumbhaka, Udyana Bandha, gaze towards the third eye, Mahasadaशिवोहम Japa, and visualize the fierce form of Paramashiva, the Lord Kala Bhairava. Gulpo Sampidya Chanyonyam Yutkraminoti Shanaihi Janmo Pashogatau Hastau Dhantavad Bhairavasanam. We now move to the next asana, which is Samanasana. Now we can all stretch our legs in front. For a moment, just shake your legs out before we move into the next asana. Just shake your legs out. Yes. Now we move into the next asana, which is Samanasana. Now fold the left leg in and now take your right leg and you're going to raise your right leg towards the chest. So wrap your hands around the leg and pull your leg towards the chest. This is Samanasana. In this asana, the components we are going to be holding are the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, the gaze towards the third eye. Japa is Mahasadashivoham, and the visualization we're going to hold is a warm, glowing light in your navel. Be chanting the Shastra Pramana now. Samana asana Mahavakya Siddhamantradi sadhanat Ekapadamuro Dattva Guhyonyalinga Vaktake Etad Virasanam Nata Samanasana Samtikam Ityakritya Japen Mantram Dhritva Vayum Chaturdale. Now move to the next asana, which is Apanasana. So in Apanasana, we're going to sit with the soles and the knees apart. Lift the heel, press the toes gently towards the floor. Raise the palm on top of the knee in Bindu Mudra. Okay, so in next we are going to be performing Apanasana. So with the same right leg we are going to raise it onto the opposite shoulder, and then you're going to stretch your left leg and raise it up. Both of the hands are on the ground. This is Apanasana. Let us perform Apanasana. Perform a Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze towards the third eye. The japa is Mahasada and the visualization is the apana, the downward flowing, purifying prana. We chanting the Shastra Pramana now. केवलं पादमेकं च स्कन्धे चारोप्य यत्नतः एकपादेन गगने तिष्ठे ददन्तवद्भवो अपानासनमेतद्धि सर्वेषां पूरकाश्रयं कृत्वा सूक्ष्मे शीर्षपद्मे समारोप्य च वायुभिः. Now move into the next asana, which is Samanasana on the opposite side. Now let's place the right foot by the perineum, raise the left foot up, and now pull the knee towards the chest. This is Samanasana. Samanasana Mahavakya Siddhamantradi Sadhanat Ekavadamuro Dattva Guhyonyalinga Vakrake Etadvirasanam Nata Samanasana Samyakam Ityakritya Japen Mantram Dhritva Vayam Chaturdale. Now move to the next asana, Apanasana. Now raise the left leg onto the left shoulder and stretch your right leg forward and up. Keep your hands by your side. This is Apanasana. केवलं पादमेकं च स्कन्धे चारोप्य यत्नतः एकपादेन गगने तिष्ठे ददन्तवत्प्रभो अपानासनमेतद्धि सर्वेषां पूरकाश्रयं कृत्वा सूक्ष्मे शीर्षपद्मे समारोप्य च पायुभिः. We now move to the next asana, which is Gomukhasana. Now cross your legs, placing one foot on top of each other. This is Gomukhasana. Now you are going to place your hands in Parshamudra, holding the left hand with the right hand on top of the top knee. The components we are going to be performing is the Parashamudra, Sheetkari Kumbhaka. Sheetkari Kumbhaka is where you are going to gently press the tongue against the upper palate with a dip behind the front teeth. Slowly inhale through the teeth, creating a hissing sound. Hold the breath and then calmly exhale through the nostrils. This is Sheetkari Kumbhaka. And the visualization is of a sacred cow. The japa is now changing to Om Nithyananda. Savye Dakshina Galpanto Prishtapashve Niyochayet Dakshine Pitata Savyam Gomukham Yatha. We now move to the next asana, which is Anusuyasana. So in Anusuyasana, keeping the knees in the same position, we are going to grip the big toes with the index and middle fingers. Sit tall with the spine erect. Keep the chest open. Pull the stomach in and up and maintain a calm breath. The components we are performing is the Prana Mudra, Sheetkari Kumbhaka, perform the Uddiyana Bandha, pulling the stomach in and up, gaze to the tip of the nose. The japa is Om Nithyanandoham and the visualization is of Rishika Anasuya, who is a female ascetic. दक्षिण गोड़ो नीचोटाने वामोटा के ऊपर आने घोड़ा संधि मिलावे भारी आड़ा पुनी दे संधि पसारी दोगु पकड़े अंगुष्ठ दोई दोगु करे पकड़े सोई नासा दृष्टि अचल कर रहिए अनसुया आसन यह कहिए. We now move to the next asana, which is Anusuyasana Dve. Now, in Anusuyasana Dve, we are going to continue to be seated in the same position. Now, just bring your hands
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Sorry for the technical glitch. We'll be continuing with Anusuyasana Dve. Now you're going to lean forward and down, bringing the chin in front of the knees. Interlace your hands behind the back. This is Anusuyasana 2. Now in this, the components we are going to be performing is the Parashamudra, Shikari Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze at the nose, Japa is Om Nithyanandoham. Continue to visualize Rishika and Anasuya, the embodiment of devotion and truth. जीवना गोडा की संधि उपरि दावा गोडा की संधि मिलाई रासे गोडा से पगदल्यालो आडवाई सुधारा से. Now slowly raise up as we now move into the next asana, which is Garudasana Dve. So now in Garudasana, we are going to sit with one heel pressed against the perineum, the opposite foot resting comfortably in front. Keep your spine tall and chest lifted. Place the hands on the respective knees. This is Garudasana. In this asana, the components we are performing is the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze at the nose. The japa is Om Nithyanandoha. And in this asana, you're going to visualize the mighty Garuda. Davo Pagmoni Yedi Mahilam Kulpamula Dwarini Chede Vese Jimani Pagatali Datti Teki Godo Unjo Uborase. Now move to the next asana, which is Naradasana. Now in Naradasana, interlace your fingers behind the neck and you're going to turn outside of the knees. So in this asana, the components we are going to be performing is the Parashamudra, Sitkari Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze to the third eye. The japa is Om Nithyanandoham. And in this asana, visualize sage Narada joyfully walking with the divine musical instrument. पिष्टिजवाम पगतली केरी भूपरिता ही लगावे फेरी गोड़ा सदो बनो है जोई दजपासती आने सोई. Now move to the next asana, which is Matsya Pitakasana. Now let's raise the Completely relax. Lay down on the bed. Unclutch from all the external movements. Adjust your body in a comfortable way. Keep your palms facing up. Your back relaxed. Your shoulders relaxed. Your neck relaxed. Now, slowly start moving your toes and fingers, and then bend your knees to your chest, wrap your legs, and slowly rock from side to side. Now, slowly you can raise up into a comfortable seated position. Now, with this, we're going to be performing one final pranayama. This is a very powerful technique given by Swamiji for us to increase the amount of prana in our body and give the final touch to the yoga we have performed. So, the first step is called the Nadi Shodhana, where you're going to just inhale from the right, exhale in the left, exhale in the right, inhale in the left. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing. So just inhale from the right, left, exhale in the right, inhale in the right, exhale in the left. We'll be doing this for 5 minutes. Let's begin. You can keep your hands, use both your hands or use one hand to perform. Whichever is comfortable, you can do. Let's begin. and relax. Now we'll be moving to the next step, which is the Bhastrika, where you're going to intensely exhale outside forcefully. Okay, let's begin. 3, 2, 1, start. and relax. Now bring your hands to your shoulder and you're going to just rotate your shoulders nice and slowly as you allow your breath to relax. Fill your lungs each time you're rotating your shoulders. Rotate in the opposite direction now. And relax. Now, with this, we have come to the end of today's Nithyananda Yoga session. Let's bring our hands in front of our heart center. Take a moment to offer your gratitude and the lotus feet of Swamiji, Ramvar, and thank Swamiji for this beautiful opportunity we have all gotten today to perform this Nithyananda Yoga. With that, let's take a deep breath and chant the Purna Mantra. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओं तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्. Thank you all and looking forward to seeing all of you join us tomorrow once again at 4 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you all. Nithyanandam.